What do I feel? I shouldn't feel nervous. I shouldn't. I do this all the time, but I haven't really recorded it in the dorm or in the apartment, and that's getting to me. But okay, welcome. Hello. I don't think you all have ever heard me talk normally. Oh, I need to start the timer. It's been a little while since I've done this because school's been busy. It's been a time and it's been interesting, but I think I'm good to do this now, and I want to get it out of the way. Plus, I'm running out of recordings and I need to make more. But hello, I'm Easy. If you don't know that, if you're new here, which would be a little surprising, but if you're already here from before, thank you so much for 1K. When we made this thing, we were on the way to that, and we're already at 1.3, which is crazy. It's insane. Monetization will be open in the next few days. I've already hit the number. It just hasn't registered yet on YouTube, so that'll be turning on soon. But by the time this comes out, it should be up and going, and which is crazy to me. It's only been a few months, which I mean, to get this out of the way right now, thank you so much. This is insane. I've never had anything quite like this. I'm excited to make more because I feel like this side of the ASMR stuff is very niche in a way, and I don't know, at the beginning I wasn't sure if I was making anything that would be interesting to people, and I wanted to put this into perspective before I get into any questions. All of the videos that you were still seeing, I recorded in summer. Everything that's coming out all the way till the end of October was recorded before I moved into the dorms in August. So I have no idea, and I had no idea what would do well and what wouldn't do well. So when videos blew up, it was just kind of like an or I guess they did better, right? I wouldn't say they blew up, but they did like 17 times better than what the other shit was doing, and they got into I think our highest right now is at 16K, which is the one that really brought everybody in. The roommate one, which is fun. But oh man, I shouldn't feel nervous, but okay. Yeah. It was such a surprise because I had written those things back in summer, and I haven't written anything since because I haven't had time. I've just been keeping up with the editing because I hadn't edited everything, and I put all the sound effects in, and I drew the thumbnails, and I did some of those quickly, which is why some of them were like a little closer and a little like less detail. I ditched the models as a thing that my professor was telling me to do so I could start whatever. I'm getting a little off topic, but that's probably why you're here anyways. But I think at the beginning of the semester, I showed my professor, and I was like, well, I've been using these models. And he was like, well, why don't you not do that? And I was like, okay, because his style is very much storyboarding, quick, and stuff like that. And I was like, all right, well, I'll practice that. And I wanted to do that with the thumbnails. That's a thing that I do consistently. And I'm running out. I only have a few videos left, which is all done in the summer, which is crazy to me. I haven't done anything since I've been here, but it's been flying. So in the 2 months that I've been here, I haven't worked on anything other than the stuff that's been finished. So yeah, anyways, hopefully the audio sounds okay. I immediately lost my wind cover as soon as I moved in here. I don't know what happened to it. The blanket that I used picked it up and threw it somewhere, and I never found it. I didn't really particularly look too hard. I didn't move anything furniture, but yeah, I have no idea where it went. And I don't have a pop filter. I have one at home, but there's no way for me to put it here. Anyways, okay. If there are repeats and stuff like that, it'll be fine. I'm going to go through the responses one by one. There's only 19. There are a few questions that probably get similar and things like that. I don't know. It'll be fun. I read these also quite a bit ago, and then I closed it, and it's been a few days since then. So sorry if you didn't get your questions in. There will be more of these, essentially. I'm pretty sure. The Discord's up and running as well. If you're not in the know, you can go talk to me over there. I'm active enough. I'm not usually an active social person. I'm very introverted most of the time. So I'm sorry if I don't get to them, and I'm busy with classes. But I will be graduating in December, which is fun. I don't think there were any school questions as far as I know. So yes, I will be done, and I'll be back home doing more, hopefully. I'll be recording again, but we'll figure that out. Anyways, to get into the actual meat of this, it's been 4 minutes, I think. More than that. And yeah, all right. So looking at our first question, I don't think there's a name for this one, but are we ever getting a series or a part 2 to any video in the future? And the answer is yes, of course. If the video does well, and people ask for it, I for sure will do it. If I like the audio script or whatever that I wrote that time, because yeah, like I said, I haven't I didn't write these things recently. I wrote them all the way back in summer, and I recorded them back in summer, and it's been a little while, so some of them I forgot, and we were talking about that in the Discord actually just the other day. Like, I was like, oh my god, I surprised myself when I was editing some of these audios. Like, this isn't safe. I was like, no, it'll be fine. We'll see if they get copyrighted, like struck down or something. But yeah, there for sure will be. There are some that I started that were meant to be. Multiple parts, because I like longer series. I think my favorites, which I think is a question later, so I'll get to it later. But my favorites are longer series that have consistent characters and lore and stuff like that. I just like the story, which is why I gravitate towards this style of ASMR and roleplay shit, because it's more, there's a story, and I like telling stories, and I want to get better at writing, and I think this is a good place to do it. It's a specific type of writing, but it'll let me understand and test things and try things, see what people respond to, at least in this space, right? And I'm sorry this is going to be long, because I can already tell I'm on question 1, and it's been 5 minutes. Okay, so yes, the answer is yes, there will be more. I'm going to try and answer as broadly and as much as possible, but yeah, there were series that I started with the intention to have more, and I think they were in the thumbnails as part 1, which is the ones that I had intentions to make more, like the Minecraft one, and I considered the bear to continue as well. Like, also, if it just felt like it would continue, that was my idea. I think I just kind of wanted to keep it going, you know. But anyways, yeah, there are probably some that could last for a long time, but I might burn out on characters, and I might burn out on stories, and some might come to like a natural conclusion or something. But anyways, let's go to the next question, which I think is going to be a good long one. So, God. The next one is from Maria. I think this was before I actually put usernames in the thing, because I put name, and I was in my head, I was like, yeah, username. And I was like worried people were going to start putting their real name, so I put username back in to the form. But this one's just from Maria. This is what inspired the start of your YouTube channel, and as time goes on, I feel like I'm gonna forget more, but I guess in general, because I don't think I can pinpoint a moment. I've listened to ASMR roleplays for a long time, because I like the acting side of it. I like voices very much so. As I've grown, and we'll talk about content creation later, because I think maybe it ties in later. If not, I'll just talk about it, and I'll just mention it here. But I've done content creation for most of my life, or probably a majority of it. Now that I'm 21, I think I started when I was like 9 or 10. And I was making videos, and I was uploading videos, however shitty they were, whatever I could do, because I wanted to do something in this space, because I loved people. And I love people in this form. I'm very antisocial, and I have a very tiny social battery, so if you don't find me in the Discord very often, that's kind of why it drains me quickly. I don't know if I'll ever be in a VC like chilling like other people do, because people love people, and I really don't like people. If I'm gonna be honest, I'm very much like my parents, and we're very introverted, like on our own, and I like having a person. That's why I have one best friend right now, and it's also maybe for a little bit of lack of trying, but also for I just don't think I can handle more people in the group, and I like small groups. As much as it's fun as it seems to have a bigger group of people, I get too tired. So yeah, I think I'm like going crazy, and I've lost track, but I like this. I like doing this because it gives me an outlet to do the creative stuff, and it gives me an outlet to upload and to talk to people in a way that doesn't exhaust me. So I like doing YouTube, and I like posting content, and I like doing this fun stuff, and I like seeing people enjoy the things that I make, and I've never seen that more with the ASMR stuff, and yeah, I think I really got into ASMR, the role plays. I didn't really like the basic sound ones, as fun as they were, as whatever. I like voices a lot more, and I like people talking, and I like voices that just, at least to me, feel more interesting. I think names that I can name are Wholesome Girl from ASMR and Ellie Bell. And I like Darker Dreams ASMR. I like her voice a lot. There's a lot of other ones. Ellie Cursor, I think her name is pronounced. But those are some of my favorites right now, as of like voice acting ability, as like acting ability. If that's that's what I mean. And the quality of their voice, and just the I don't know. That's my favorite. I kind of like deeper voices most of the time. Ellie Bell's a little bit of a different thing to me. I'm sorry, I'm going to be ranting about people I like, because I don't get to talk about this to anybody, but it's more of like, there's like a uniqueness to it. I don't know. It's like it's not like it's like a little rough, I can't really put a name to it, but yeah, I watched these videos. Wholesome Girlfriend, I think, was the one where I was like, I want to do something like that, and I think I could do something like that because I believe there might be a question in here, but my whole life I had been told every once in a while that I should be doing YouTube and that I have a good voice for it, and I think that started. It's really started around the time where I wanted to do this, where I was doing it already and I was practicing my voice for this. I've done this for so long, which is why I sound the way I do. As much as I sound like my family, and as much as I sound like, you know, the people in the place I grew up in, I don't have a Spanish accent, a Mexico Spanish accent. My parents don't, but the way I speak is very like TV, YouTube-esque, right? Because that's what I've been doing for a lot of my life, and the way I speak and the way I talk is very much tailored in a way that it's supposed to be entertaining. And while I tried to do that somewhat consciously, it ended up being unconscious. So, yeah, I've been told that a lot in my life that I have a good voice, and I was like, okay, well, I want to do YouTube and I want to show this off, and it's a skill that I have that I want to do. And getting out of college, I'm like, well, I need backup plans considering the art world right now and just everything and my skill level. I think I have good voice acting ability and I could practice and get better. That was one of my thoughts when I wanted to start, and this was 2 years ago. I wanted to do it because I really got into her when I got into college, because it was helping me go to bed, because I needed a sound to drown out my roommate being awake or something, you know what I mean? I needed something, because we're in those like little box dorms where there's like not multiple rooms, it's just one room, so I couldn't sleep. So I would put on videos, and that was when I started listening to them more to calm down. I think my first semester here was a little more stressful with work and stuff like that. I didn't have my art classes just yet, and I really got into her stuff. I really got into her stories, and I was like, I want to do that. I really want to do that. But I was in a dorm where there wasn't any privacy, and it was hard enough to record the Minecraft stuff that I was doing at the time, that I'm still on and off doing. I would like to, I just don't have the time to edit or work on it or anything as much fun as it seems. It's just like, I don't feel like I don't have privacy to do it. And at home, I sometimes feel that, but I'm more nervous to do this at home. Even though I did start it at home, I did it when nobody was in the house. So, but yeah, I wanted to start then, but I didn't feel like I could. And I didn't feel like it was the right time either. So I put it off, and I left it in the back of my mind just to do maybe later. And then I guess randomly one night I was working. I have a friend that wanted to go into voice acting, and it was always in the back of my mind to do it as well, to talk to him about it. But I kind of just like we kind of just on and off talked about it and whatever. And he graduated, and I was just like thinking about that, and I was like, well, I was getting to the end of my years in college, right, and I'm almost done, and I was like, well, I feel like I need to have a backup plan. And I was like, well, wouldn't it be fun to do some voice acting stuff just for the fun of it, right? People have said they liked my voice. I've thought about doing ASMR for a long time. Like, let's do this. So I picked up I looked up like scripts to read, like little baby scripts to practice with, and then I recorded them so I could hear them back just for myself. And I was like, well, I want to see what this sounds like. I mean, I already have the mic. By the way, I have a Blue Yeti if you're interested. I have just a regular Blue Yeti. It's not a complicated, like, expensive mic. It's a USB mic. The surrounding helps a lot. I have a blanket over my head right now. Yeah, I recorded a few of those things, and I listened to them, and then I was like, this is good. Like, it's good enough for me to continue. And then I was like, I'm already here. I already have the house. It was like a night where my parents were both working. I was like, you know what? Let me go find an ASMR script. So I got on the Reddit. I think I had just gotten it for something else. I don't remember. So I got on, or maybe I hadn't gotten it yet. And I just like looked up some scripts, and I found some, and I read a few. And the first one I recorded, I think it might have been the first one on the channel, actually, possibly. Not that version. I think I recorded again that night. But I recorded that, and I listened back to it, and I was like biting my hand, like, what the fuck? Like, maybe I should do this. I was like, this is too good for me to not do this, you know? And I was like, well, god damn it, I have to do this now, because I feel like I'm compelled to. It was way too good for me to be like, well, I'm just gonna let this skill go, right? So I went to go edit it. I went to go figure it all out, and I immediately had started work on the new channel, which I will talk about because I think there is a question about this later. I had launched like 2 other things and relaunched a channel and stuff like that in the summer, and I was really trying to make things work. And the ASMR stuff was like end of June, I think, and it just kind of took over everything, and it ended up being the thing that took over and did the best. But it was also the thing that I could enjoy and that I could kind of not stress about consistently. And then it got the best reception, and I was like, well, I'm glad I stuck with this and I'm doing this. And even though the other channels are taking a back seat, I'm okay with that. I will go back to them later when I have the time at home. If I have time at home, I don't know how that's gonna go, but I will continue this. However many times I might miss an upload, I will be here consistently. But anyways, I'm sorry this was a long ass answer to a question, because I knew it was gonna be, because it was so it's like somewhat vague. But yeah, the people that inspired me were, you know, those channels that I mentioned, the Wholesome Girls from ASMR, and Darker Dreams was the one I think at the time that was inspired. I hadn't listened to Ali Bell yet, or Ali Kaiser, or whatever. Like Cursor. I don't think the other word's right. I don't think I should say that. Yeah. So, and I've been doing YouTube for forever. It just kind of felt like a natural progression of having a voice for it, maybe, and having like a basic acting level for it, and then I wanted to also tell stories, and yeah, it just all kind of felt like the right move, you know. So thank you for that question, Maria. All right, moving on. Okay, let's see. Let's just read these. Are there any fantasy boyfriend audios that you would like to make other than the Catboy in the future? Right, because that was like, at the time when I made this, that was like the only one I had. And I do want to make more, by the way, but let me read the rest. Dragon Boy listener, Dragon Boy, a Demon Boy, Dog Boy, you know, yeah. What is your favorite recording so far in what you have made? I will actually have to go look at it, because I'm not sure. But, well, actually, I have an answer that I don't know if it's my favorite, but I like it. Because it was fun. But yes, I do want to do more. I think those are my favorite ones. I think the reason I haven't gotten to them yet, because they're more difficult in a way. I don't know if any of you know anything about the like audio editing and stuff like that, but when you go sci-fi, when you go like into any of these things, you got to figure out these other sounds that are not natural to the world, and they got to sound good. And I can probably find some online that sound okay, but I've got to go make a new folder of these sounds that are like, you know, if there's like a slime thing, I have to do that as well, and it's got to be something good. It's got to be something that's repeatable, hopefully something that I'm not gonna do often. But then when it's like specifically slime, when they move, if you want to make it that immersive, you kind of gotta have more editing into it. When I usually make these now, I've been really rushing, and I don't have time to add too many sound effects. It's also a little tiring. So I'll go get the basic ones that I have, and I'll put like the walking, and I'll put the door, and I'll put sitting and chair and whatever, right? And those are basic things that I can find that I already have ready, but I don't have to deal with movement in that way. So like things like slime and things like that, I really want to do. I just haven't gotten around to, because it's more work. And I will, though. So I don't drag this on too long, I will at some point. I think if there's more people that ask for it, and if there's more people that give me more recommendations for something specific, you know, I mean, I'm interested in all these things. I've not listened to everything. I feel like I'm very novice to this world, but there are certain people that I listen to, and I like I guess just to name favorites, the Wholesome Girlfriend ASMR. I like her like fantasy people series, where there's just like elves and vampires and things like that. It's just people, right? And they're just in everyday lives, and they're not like completely different worlds. But I do like the slime ones, because I like those sounds, and I like the idea. And then, you know, the cats and the dogs, and, you know, they're similar, right? They're just kind of people, which is not too bad. So those will be easier. The slime one, which is the one I really want to do, which is why I keep mentioning it, is a little more difficult. But I love that concept, I guess, more in my head. I don't know where I was going with that. I forgot what I was saying. Anyways, it's working, right? Yeah, okay, cool. And then, hold on, I'm taking fucking, it's like a nail bothering me. What is your favorite recording so far, and what you have made, and why? I think I'm going to answer this with a recording that was very natural at the beginning for me to do. And don't worry before I say this about what I'm gonna say. And it was one of the ones that did really well, which is honestly one of the most surprising to me. I like it partially for that reason as well, but I liked that recording when I made it. It was among the first, well, I guess it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The 10th one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, the 10th upload, which was one of our longest. which did well as well, which is the reverse comfort one, our first one, which I think we only have one currently. And I don't know about when you're listening to this, if this is much later, but the waking up to your boyfriend crying was an interesting one to do, because if I go look for the the script of it, hold on, I'm looking at my page right now. Where is it? Are these in order? I don't think I have it on here actually at all. If I do, no, I don't think I wrote anything. And if I did, it might have been like in another thing. But basically, there was nothing written for that audio. That audio was in a completely stream of consciousness, and I loved it. I loved doing it. It was very much a fun audio to do, just to kind of, I'm so glad I stopped this at 19, by the way, because if I had any more questions, this would be 3 hours, because I can talk for that long. I love talking, but like, God, people drain me, so this is why I love doing this. So that the reverse comfort edit audio was my favorite, because I didn't have a script. It was one of my first, it was when I was trying to figure out if I wanted to script everything, or if I wanted to improv a lot of stuff, because I think, naming the channels that I named before, I think Ellie Bell is improv, I think, entirely, from what I understand. I mean, there's probably like a concept and there's an idea, which is what I had with this. I had an intro and I had an idea of these characters, but then I just was like, well, let me just talk my worries and my feelings out into this thing, and yeah, it just ended up being a fun recording. I just got a lot of stuff that I wanted to say out that I don't get to say to anybody. And there are a lot of things in these stories that are partially real, because obviously, right, they're part of my experiences and things like that, right? So there are specific things that I'm like, well, yeah, that happened to me. This did as well, or these are things that I think, or whatever. Not all of them, of course. Some of them are just fun acting choices. But yeah, there are things in there that I'm like, oh yeah. Oh, by the way, this question is from Rose Frost. I appreciate it. I do, because I like this question. But yeah, I think that's one of my favorites, because of how how relieving it felt to do, I guess, right? It just felt like a good relief to kind of get the things out that I can never usually say. So it was a fun one, and if you haven't listened to it, it's a really good one, I think. I don't know, it's just it might not be comforting, which is why I didn't think it was going to do well, but it's an interesting, fun, almost like acting thing. I don't know. I kind of see this as well. That's why I have in the Discord now as VAs. I don't want to have them listed as ASM artists, because as much as they are, the friends I want to make in the space are actors, are voice actors that are putting on a performance, and those are my favorites. If it's not good acting, it takes me out of it, right? So that's why I want to do my best with these things. It's not these questions, all these uploads. This one has a lot of questions. I forgot I told people I could do this. They could do this. But yeah, I like the acting, that's my favorite part, no matter what it is. I love this story in anything I see, and I love the acting part. If it's not good, it's not my favorite. I'm like, I don't like that, and it takes me out a little bit, because I'm an artist. I critique things, and that's what I've been, taught to do. But it's a good thing to do, right? To question and okay. Anyways, moving on to the next one by Ashley. We're only on question 4. Oh shit. Okay. How do you decide to do voice acting? Which let me just read all these before I forget. How do you decide to get into voice acting? Do you mess up a lot? Are you a one-take wonder? I will talk about that as well, because we'll go back to that last question. Have you ever gotten always gotten compliments, not complaints? Goddamn, that would have been really funny though. Have you always gotten compliments on your voice? Somewhat. I will also go into that, maybe specifics if I remember. Favorite food? What's your favorite audio you've done? Which we kind of answered already. And then favorite TV show. At the start, yeah, I kind of said that already. To start with, since I've been doing YouTube for so long, I feel like I've gained this ability to do it, voice acting stuff, because I know how to do the basics of acting. I'm not gonna say I'm an actor, but I'm like a novice voice actor, and I think I could do these things. I've already, during the summer, I was doing a lot of stuff in Casting Call, and I was doing recordings and all these kinds of things, and I recorded something for a pilot series, not like a tiny one that I found on TikTok, and it was fun. I recorded all the lines for them, and they're working on it right now, and it's fun to see their progress and like the little team working behind this fun thing on Chronicles of the Isles. If I wanted want to name drop it because it's already been announced that I'm doing that on the server. But I found it on TikTok. It was a lot of fun. That was one of the only run roles that I've actually gotten on anything so far. But I haven't done many auditions. I also got this like Spider-Man thing. It was like I guess also leading into this YouTube kind of thing. I did this like well, there weren't very many other people auditioning for it. I kind of got lucky when I got it, but it was like this Spider-Man like in Spider-Verse kind of thing where I was playing the Spider-Man like TV host or something. So I could put on that kind of like welcome, you know, that kind of show host voice. And we might do audios with people like that at some point, because it was fun. But you know, that's like, that feels natural because it's something that I kind of do right now, right? So it was a fun one. I got picked and I worked with somebody that was also really good. And I mean, all we did was kind of submit our lines, but hearing his work, I was like, oh, that's sick. So I think I friended him on the casting call or whatever. I don't know. Just like, he's like the only guy following me on there. But he was very fun. He was very good at what he does. So anyways, yeah, I just thought it'd be cool because I've been kind of like, I always thought I could do it. It just felt like a thing that I could do. And I was like, well, why not try? And after, like I said before, doing that like one script that one night, it was just kind of like, well, why don't I try it? I might as well, right? Because like, well, fuck it. So yeah. And do I mess up a lot or one take wonder? I mess up a bit on like actual VA recordings for like auditions and stuff. I mess up quite a bit, or I do a lot of takes. On the ASMR stuff, I usually don't do many takes. If I mess up something, it's because I misread it. But since I write it, I know it generally. But there were audios that I did in a one take. There were quite a few, especially at the beginning, that I remember doing in like a take. Obviously that reverse comfort one was one take because it wasn't written. It was just kind of like, well, whatever, right? I was just kind of whatever was on my mind at the time. And yeah, I cut out a little bit, but generally there's like one or two mistakes in the entire audio. If I had to take a guess on average, sometimes it's worse, sometimes it's better, but usually, yeah, it's like, let's say like 1 to 3 mistakes every time. I'll have to cut something out, but usually it's not that bad. Usually I can just kind of be like, okay, whatever. So when I go look and I miss one, I'm like, oh damn it, like I didn't realize I messed up there. But because I go back and edit it like a month later or something, right? So I don't remember that. But you know, I've missed a few things, and in the Reddit stuff I have missed a few things, but because those aren't my scripts, that's not the way I talk, and it didn't feel natural to me. So since it's my scripts, I'd mess up a little less, since I'm just kind of talking like myself most of the time. Okay, moving on. Have you always gotten compliments on your voice? Somewhat. I don't know when it started. I think they're always in like projects. I think well, actually, no, that's not true. I can't remember all the way back to middle school. I don't think maybe it was this far, but I've had a few professors. I had a professor here tell me that he liked my voice, but it was because I did a video thing. I'll talk about that in a second. But to go in order, I had a teacher in high school that was one of my favorite English professors, which is one of the only ones I remember because I don't remember a lot of my teachers in general, other than like the really early ones, and like everything in the middle just kind of like faded out, or like unless they were unique, it was kind of like, oh damn, like oh man. So this guy stood out to me. He was very excited and he was very nice and sweet, and yeah, he was very supportive. And it was like during COVID, so he was the teacher that I had when COVID happened and we got out for spring break and we didn't go back. So but he gave me compliments on my voice when I did the popcorn reading for class, when we were reading, because it was English, so we were reading a lot of novels, or we were supposed to be. I think we were reading Black Boy, and we did some reading out loud and stuff like that for some of those things. I think we read Romeo and Juliet, and when we do readings, he was like, you got a really good voice, and he was like, oh, you should do more stuff like this. And I've always also thought of doing book readings, although I don't enjoy book reading myself as much. I think it's the thing that I could do. I read a lot more mangas and manhwas and stuff like that. I don't think I've talked about that here at all, but I love reading comics. And yeah, so that was like one of the first ones that like stuck with me. I think there probably have been a lot more. And then the other one that stuck with me was much more recently. It was one of my favorite professors here in uni for art history, which is not my favorite class, but I love the ideas and I like the topics. I wish I could just sit in and not do the work, even though the work's not too bad with him. But he gave me a compliment because we had a video project. He was trying new stuff. And we had a project where we had to kind of just like talk about an object as if we were a museum curator, and we had to do a video thing, and it was very simple. It was very fun, but I did it, and I got such a high grade, and I got like extra notes on it. And he was like, you got a great voice for this. You should be trying to do voice acting or whatever. And it was really sweet. And I had him like, I think I took him 3 times. I think I had him for 3 different classes. So I was very, very happy with having this professor. But yes, there have been multiple times where I've gotten compliments on my voice. Not like in my day-to-day. I don't always. There are very few times where people compliment me in general. And on my voice, much less in person. But it's usually a professor or somebody older, I think, that tells me that, because they're like, oh, that's cool, you sound interesting or whatever, right? I think everybody's at like a football game today, and I hope to God that all my roommates are over there right now. If not, then they better not be at my door. Anyways, favorite food. So something completely off from the long questions. Thank God. We can rest for a second. I guess I've thought about it recently because of the things that we go get. I think chicken in general is my favorite. I love this ramen place here at in uni. Well, not here, but just in the town, and it's really good. Is it orange chicken? I guess it's orange chicken. Yeah. Or no, it's teriyaki chicken. But it's a really good Asian chicken, and I love chicken, and I love getting HEB chicken. I love getting chicken strips and things like that, like good ones, or like chicken breasts at whatever, like Mexican places. Like, oh, the flaming chicken HEB, that's what I want right now. But there's none here, and it sucks. I love chicken burgers. Those are great. Or the chicken sandwiches, I guess they're called. Depends on where you are, I guess. Like in what restaurant, whatever. I think they're mostly called sandwiches. I don't know. I know some places call it chicken burger. I think school used to call it a chicken burger, which is why it's on my head. But anyways, yes, we're at 30 minutes. Let's keep going. I think it's chicken. I like pizza a lot, though. I think we're gonna get pizza for dinner. Me and Emma are gonna get food for dinner. If you don't know who she is, she's my best friend. We we do the duocast together, and we haven't recorded since I moved here either, because we've been hanging out all weekend. But if you want to see more of me, you can find us there, and you can find a lot of old recordings. It's just me talking, and me and her talking and playing games. Essentially, it's mostly me playing games. She's joining, commentating with me, so it's a lot of fun. I do recommend going to check it out. It's been a fun journey with that. I'm excited to continue again. I just bought a new game today to play with her when we have the time. But anyways, favorite audio, yeah, I think it is that reverse comfort audio. I think I kind of got that question already. And then favorite TV show. Oh God, I don't watch a lot of TV. When I can answer that as my favorite TV show as a kid, because I don't watch a lot of TV now. Well, actually, no. Let's answer that with a TV now, because I kind of do watch TV now. I don't really. There's a show that I watch which is very evident because it's on the channel. That's why I want to say this instead. I love The Bear. I really do. Having up to season 4 right now, it's great. I just love the characters. I love the acting. It's also perfect. It's also perfectly cast. The writing is tremendous. It is insane, and I really look up to it. I've done projects on it for this this semester, and it's so good. I love it. It's my favorite. I love the actors. I love the people. They just seem so genuine and sweet, and they just seem so great. And they're such good actors, right? They're so perfect in their roles, which is. It's great because there's always times in TV where there's actors that probably should not have been picked, but they're just like the only option, or they're the people they asked. I'm like, ugh. But these are such good casts that I'm like, I love this show. But anyways, thank you, Ashley, for the questions. I don't know if I ever said that, but I appreciate it. I appreciate these questions. This was fun. Moving on to the next one. One question. What got you into doing SMR videos in the first place? Yeah, I kind of got into that one already. This is from Caitlin. Yeah. I do think it was kind of like the combination of, well, I think I could do it, but also I'm really enjoying this right now, and it's helping me personally. And I think it'd be fun to do that to help other people. And I like doing the acting stuff, and I wanted to do it for so long. It just felt like kismet. That's the right word, right? I think so. I haven't used that word. I never use that word, but it's a really fun one. I felt like kismet to be doing that. It just all came together, right? And yeah, no, I'm happy to be doing it. I'm really happy to have the community that we have here already, and I'm excited to see more from everything. And if I can get this working as like as a source of income that can just free up space to do more of this, as well as like that can give me the more incentive to do more of this as well, which I want to do anyways, but also free up time, because this will be priority, but also free up to do other content stuff that I want to do and other art ventures and things like that. And also just lessen that burden of the art world right now, and just the way that the economy is with arts and hiring and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, but anyways, yeah, it's just a lot of fun for me, and I'm glad that people get some enjoyment out of it. So, you know. And okay, hi, I'm new to your channel. I'm very much enjoying it so far. I appreciate it, and I was just wondering what type of audios you mostly enjoy doing based on what you've already done so far. This is from Ariana, I think. I assume. I'm not sure what any of these pronunciations are. I'm hoping that I'm saying these generally correct. It might be Ariana. I don't know. But let's go with Ariana. But yeah. I need to look at what I've done so far. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think, what was the question? My favorite so far? You're probably gonna hear my mouse clicking and looking through shit. What type of audios do you mostly enjoy doing based on what you've already done so far? I don't know. I feel like I think I can actually sum this up in an okay way. I like the sweeter ones, if that makes sense. I did a bully one recently, which is doing well. It just uploaded like yesterday. And it's doing fine. It's doing one of the best so far. It's like a 3 out of 10. But as fun as it was to play somebody else, that's not who I am. And I really do like doing those things that are like out of my comfort zone, right? Oh, I see a comment I need to answer. I'll do that later. I like the sweet ones because those are my favorite to listen to as well. I like audios where I mean, like, obviously all this acting and stuff like that. I mean, specifically we're in that niche of roleplay ASMR stuff. Oh my god. But yeah, I think sweet audio is where people, it's comforting. I think that comfort tag, oh my god, is like my favorite right now. And while I want to stretch my muscles on what I can physically do, and you know, the way I can act and the way I can write and stuff like that, I want to do those things because I think it'd be a good experience for me, as just for growth in like the creative side. I think I like the comforting stuff. I like the stuff that makes people feel good and better. While I'm not catering too much to like the yandere stuff, I have ideas for that, because I think it'd be fun to try once in a while. But I like this stuff that's more sweet and more personal and more like, I guess you can almost say like couples content. I guess it's very like, it's friends to lovers, it's roommate to lovers, it's those fun things. You know, there's some marriage ones, there's some boyfriend audios and things like that, and that's what most of them are, right? But I like comfort, I guess. I don't want it to be kind of like I don't know, sadistic. It feels like a strong word, but I feel like, you know what I mean? I don't want it to be like that. I want it to be more chill and calm and fun and sweet, I guess. Yeah, I think so. Oh god. Speaking of, okay, hello. This is okay. Bubble Bun. I haven't honestly read the title correctly in a while, but okay. So Bubble Bun, one of our newest people, I believe. I don't know. Honestly, a lot of people came in. Okay, you have 3 questions. You can choose one if you want to answer it and go ahead. Okay. I appreciate the sub. Oh my god, my brain is fried. It's been 37 minutes. Holy shit, I'm sorry. I appreciate the congratulations. Yeah. Let me see where. Okay. Thank you. I did read this actually when this came in. So yeah. But all right, the other questions at the bottom. What inspired you to start making ASMR boyfriend audios? Yeah, I think we kind of got through that as well. Yeah, and obviously, I guess I want to say this too because I don't think I'm gonna get the question specifically from this. All of my obviously it's based on my experiences as a person and as I've gone through life and all that kind of stuff. So these are my thoughts most of the time and the things that I think of and whatever. But my experiences in this space specifically are very much tied to the female audios, the female for male audios, because that's what I listen to. So that's this type of writing I'm making, and that's the type of writing I'm doing, and I feel like I'm hitting a somewhat of a niche where it's not all male yandere and like sadistic and you know what I mean? It's not like that strong stuff, which I think is what most of the male stuff is. So I wanted to do something that wasn't that. And also doing it at a high quality, which when I find that out, it's kind of like, oh, a lot of people are not doing it at a quality where it might not be listenable or it might not be good acting or whatever. And I'm doing it in a way that I think is almost unique because there's not many people doing it. I think I've heard you guys talk on the Discord about a few things, a few people that you like, but I think also that kind of audio. I wanted to step away from that because I don't enjoy that particularly. I don't listen to those. I listen to like the sweet stuff. I listen to the fun stuff. I listen to the comforted stuff. Ophelia ASMR stuff is some of my favorite. I think, is she British? I love her southern accent. I really like those. I think I fell asleep to that last night because my roommates were in the kitchen and I put something in. I put a headphone in and I fell asleep. It helps, right? Obviously. But yeah. Okay. I'm sorry. I got lost. Yeah, those people inspired me. But the style that I do is very much the female for male, because that's the stuff I consume, right? You know what I mean? So it's that kind of style. So if you're interested, that's probably the stuff that you'd also like. Maybe there's female for all, right? There must be, but I don't know. But like those really good ones. I think Wholesome Girl from the ASMR is female for all. Maybe. I think it's very general, which I've tried to strive for, but at the same time, most of my audience is female, and I might just cater to it. But doing both every once in a while is fine. I think male for female. Did I say that wrong? I probably said that wrong. Doing for female audience. I was told multiple times that it'd be really hard. And when I started doing it on Reddit and I started posting on Reddit, I got immediately a comment that was like, you need to be doing male for all, because a lot of women are not looking at this stuff, or you're not going to do well in this space doing this. And while I think that has been proven a little wrong, it could be doing better maybe if they were all male for all. I don't know. My best audios are not that. I don't know. We'll continue with that thought in a second because I haven't thought about it in a while. But yeah, I want to include everybody, male for all. I'll make them as general as possible, because male for male is not obviously my preferred leaning. But yeah, I don't know. I'm open to doing things because acting is acting, right? And I want to do things that I'm not, and I'm already trying slightly. So anyways, since you write your own scripts, do your own artwork? Yes, I do both. What's your favorite part of the creative process? Oh God, it's been a while, but I do think it's the recording. I enjoy getting into the space of the character that I've written, and I enjoy getting into the world in my head. And even if it's things I don't record, or not record, even if it's things I don't write, I'm specifically thinking about the Reddit stuff or an audio that will come out later that Leah wrote for me. Well, that she wanted specifically, and I was like, "Can I upload this?" And she was like, "Yeah, sure." I haven't touched that in a long time. I don't even know if it's ready to go. I don't think it is. I put it at the end. I was like, maybe it'll go in early because I edited it a little bit. But like, I don't think it's ready. But anyways, whatever. It's probably not meant to be. Sorry. This is super vague. But she wrote an audio that she wanted me to read, and I did that. Yeah, it'll come out at some point. I got permission to do that, I believe. But that was like 2 months ago now. So yeah, anyways, I do think it's the recording. No matter whose script it is or whatever, as long as it's something I enjoy reading, I like getting into the space of the character. And even the bully one I just did recently was a lot of fun because it's something I'm not that person, but it was fun to do because it felt like I was stepping into somebody else's mind in their space. And it feels like it's kind of easy for me to do that. So that's why I think these come off a little natural, maybe. I don't know. But I mean, obviously those are just the things in my head. And like that one I wrote, and it was kind of like that's my idea of the tamer bullying side of things, to be at least a little sweet. They're probably more accurate things or whatever. I don't know. But it was fun to do. I think the recording is my favorite part of the process. As much as I like drawing, I do it a lot now, and I don't want to draw right now. I literally stopped drawing. I was coloring earlier for class, and I was tired, and I put away the drawing tablet, and I was like, well, let me go record because I have time to do that. But yeah. I think it has to be the recording for sure. And then, do you have a favorite type of boyfriend scenario or trope to write about? I mean, I feel like it might be evident with what I've made. Or maybe it will be soon. But I think it obviously resonates with a lot of people. I think it's the roommates to lovers and like the strangers to lovers or the friends to lovers kind of like thing, I guess, is the trope. I guess it would have to be between those three, but I think the roommate one is my favorite. And obviously I think a lot of other people think the same because that is still the most viewed video at the current moment. I think that's my favorite. If we want to go that specific, is like something to lovers is my favorite. And I think the roommates one to lovers is my favorite. People asked for part 2 of that, and I will eventually write that. I just haven't had the time, and I need to do that. But anyways, sorry. And Yeah, it's from Bonnie. I didn't know that was your name. I did read that and I completely forgot because it's been a while since I read those. I don't know when these were submitted. I honestly don't know if I don't think I can look at that. Oh wait, actually, yes, on September 23rd. It is October 11th. So when I read these originally, I completely forgot. But Bonnie, okay, nice to meet you, Bonnie. I think are you in the Discord as well now? I believe so. I don't know. I'll look at that in a second. But anyways, I appreciate the questions. It's a lot of fun to answer these. Moving on, we're only at 8 out of 19. This might be an hour and a half. Hopefully some repeats come in. But, oh God, a question that's good I could talk about for hours. Do you play video games? If so, which ones? From April. Well, I guess to start off with, I run multiple channels talking about games and playing games. And yeah, I have easy things playing Minecraft. I love Minecraft. It's fun, but I like modded Minecraft. Vanilla is a little too old for me now. I've been playing since the early days, and mods are the only thing that kind of like keep me going. Although we played, me and some friends that have been playing for my whole life, just started a new Minecraft vanilla save the other day because we haven't played since like the happy gas were added. We played with that and all this kind of stuff. We haven't played in ages because we only play modded. So Minecraft's great. Terraria is one of my all-time favorites. Astroneer, another one. I love sandboxes and roguelites. Enter the Gungeon's one of my all-time favorites. I'm excited for Enter the Gungeon 2, although I'm a little worried, but I think it'll be fun. I hope it'll be good. I think it'll be good. I loved playing Peak recently. I loved playing Lethal Company when it was like the thing. I played Among Us on stream when it was the thing, when like the first prox chats were coming out, because I still have it on my computer. I might have deleted it now, but it was like so buggy and so terrible. But playing at the time with a bunch of streamer friends was like the thing, and it was so good. It was just like, it was such a time. It was during COVID, and it was like the thing that kept me going. Since I'm so antisocial, COVID for me was a little fun. And yeah, I don't know, I had a time, although it wasn't healthy, probably. I had some of my most fun moments in content creation during COVID, and sometimes I wish I could just go back to doing it, you know, going back to like playing games and recording and talking with friends and being online 24/7, just enjoying everything, you know. But whatever, and the world was shit, and I know that as well. I knew that at the time, but it was a good escape, and it was probably just the most I grew as a person and as a content creator and all that kind of stuff in that time. So sorry, yes, I play a lot of games. I do, a lot. I just bought Chiku Towers to play with Emma because I'm excited. I played Numby's Number Factory recently. That's been great. I'm just looking at my shit right now. Wilmot's Warehouse I also bought recently. I've already played 2.5 hours, almost. It's great. I love these games. I play a lot of party games. I play a lot of solo. Well, I don't play a lot of solo games, but you know, if you want to look at the games that we've played together, you can go look at. I mean, Easy Things I think has a few. I love Little Planet. I grew up with that. Observation Duty is amazing. We're playing the 7th one. TCG Card Sub Simulator. All the simulator games are so fun. I would love to play them on my own if I knew we weren't gonna record them one day. So I'm holding off. But I love a lot of games. I play a lot of things, but it's mostly like it's less puzzle stuff, more like party, roguelites, sandboxes. Like that's kind of like the thing. I mean, there are puzzle games, but not like, I don't like strategy games. I think that's kind of like the draw I don't get to. And shooter games are not particularly my favorite, but I like the fun moments that come out of it, I guess. You know, but as a content creator, that's my thought process. But I'm like, oh, well, can I get a funny moment out of here? Maybe, possibly. Did I say the name? I think I did, right? The question's from April. I appreciate that question. Okay, sorry. I'm like, I need water. Oh my God. I don't think I'm going to edit anything because this is way too long. Okay, this one doesn't have a name. What's the process for making a video? How long does it take you to record, and do you record everything in one day, or do you take a break and finish the rest the next day? I'm not sure exactly how to take this question for the recording section, but I guess I'll answer it with the process, because the recording is not the hard part. The recording is the easiest part. It's my favorite part because it's so simple. I just gotta go. I just gotta do it. I just recorded something for a collab thing that might happen. I don't know. Not like a big collab thing where I'm like talking with other creators, just kind of like a fan submission thing. But anyways, that might be out, and I'll talk about it if it is. Because it'll probably be out by the time this video comes out. But process for making videos is essentially I have a Google Doc with all of my ideas in tabs, and then I write out the entire script because I've been writing it out usually, and I have a bunch of started scripts, well, essentially just kind of like descriptions for ideas, Oh my god. and I'll write them out like fully later. And yeah, and then after that's done, whenever I have the time, when I was doing this at home, I would wait till I had the house because I'm embarrassed to do this, and I still am, which is why I think I have the house now, which is why I'm doing this. Well, I think it'll also be quiet as well, so I don't have to worry too much about it, but I feel self-conscious at home, even though it's just me and my parents. But I don't think I've even told them about this channel yet, which is oh man, it's about to be monetized, and I might have to tell them soon, but the other channel's monetized, and I might be able to push it off a little longer until I'm like, well, I'm gonna record this, and they're gonna be like, well, what are you doing? And I'm like, oh, just YouTube. I'm like, oh, okay. I don't want them to look at it because this is embarrassing. I had a professor. I told him when we did our introductions with the beginning of the school year. Sorry, this is going on topic. I was like, I've been doing YouTube for most of my life, and I was like, I have one that's going pretty alright right now. And he was like, oh, you got to show me sometime. And I'm like, yeah, I'll definitely do that. And I haven't yet because this is the channel that's doing well, and it's a little like, oh, should I show my professor this? I don't know if I want to do that. I think he's a great professor. He's been one of my favorites. I love having his classes. It's been an eye-opening semester having somebody new, and oh, it's great. But anyways, the process is, yeah, I write those things out, and then I usually have a few to go on that day because I usually record at the same time for like 3. So I'll have those scripts ready. I'll find a time where I know my parents are gonna be gone or whatever. That's what I was doing essentially this summer. And I would, as soon as they were gone, I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna go straight to record. So I would go immediately back to the computer. I'd get all my shit ready, and then I get the scripts up, and then I start recording and make sure that I'm in a space. But usually these videos aren't big because they're just like, hopefully this one isn't too big. I better not run out of space. But because I have a lot of footage from the Duocast, I've been low on storage. I have 60 gigs on my computer right now out of a terabyte, and then the SSD is like a 250 gig SSD, and it's like at 6 gigs right now. So I'm struggling a little in the storage department. But anyways, yeah, I get the scripts recorded. I go straight through them all the way. I don't take a break on the recordings. I just go right into them, and I go one all the way from beginning to end. And once I just like, okay, on to the next one, and I'll go to the next one immediately. So they're essentially one take. I'm not like re-recording a full audio or even sections of it unless something goes wrong with the audio, which I'm hoping doesn't happen here because I've been having issues with this mic, and I might have to buy another one. So if this channel starts paying for itself, I will buy a new Blue Yeti soon because I love this mic. It's great. I just bought new cords for it to try and fix that issue, but I have like some like connection issue, and I think it's just because I've had this mic since I was like, I've had this mic for like probably like 8 or 9 years by now. I've never had any other Blue Yeti. I've always had this like not rose. What is it? It's like a red Blue Yeti. It's like this paler red. It's a very pretty one. I would love to buy this same one when I have the chance to, because I like the color. But yeah, I just bought it one day because I needed a mic, and I just tested a bunch and whatever, right? I don't want to get into that too right now. But yeah, I try and take care of it. But I don't even know where the question was, so I'm just like, what did I do? What am I saying? Oh yeah, I was saying I don't re-record stuff usually. I don't, because if I feel like something's wrong, I'll notice in the recording. I'll like, while I'm doing it, I'll be like, well, I don't know if I said that correctly. Let me do it again. There are times where I'm like, well, maybe I should have done this again, but I'm like, I just gotta move on to the next one. I gotta keep going. So yeah, I was recording about 2 or 3 on average every recording session, which was like once or twice a week. And there was more because I did this all in the month of, everything you've seen since summer has been done in the month of June. So everything from June to October was done in like a few weeks. It was a very big push. It was very good. I'm very happy that I got as much as I did done because it's gotten us here, right? But yeah, anyways, I record everything on that day, and then I have those recordings and I just save them for later, and then at some point I'll go and edit them. When the videos are coming out consistently, when I had the time to do this, I would go immediately edit them. I'd go add the sound effects, and I'd go cut them up. Well, I had to cut up the audio, make sure there's like no dead air, and make sure the sound sounds good, which I've been doing more recently, is like editing the audio. So I hope it sounds better to y'all, and I think it does. I think it sounds better. I've been like compressing it and like doing audio effects and taking out the background noise with just the vocal isolation on DaVinci. That's just all I do. And then I add some effects on the audio and the Fairlight thing. I don't know how to explain that because I barely know what I'm doing. And I just know it sounds okay. It sounds better. And I'm like, this is amazing. So I started doing that to my other channels too. I want to do more of it later. But God, I'm getting a headache from talking and being under this fucking blanket. But yeah, anyways, I do all that. I could do all that in a day if I really wanted to, if I really had to, but I don't have a lot of that time now with school. But yeah, I'd get all that stuff done, and then whenever I had the time, I'd do the thumbnail, I'd draw it out. I was getting models from a software I was using to draw on over, just so that they would look good and they would be looking more like the Wholesome Girlfriend ASMR. But my skill isn't that high right now for art. I'm much better in other aspects, so I think I did my best, and that's kind of where I'm at. I'm taking off this jacket because it's hot in here now. So yeah, I did that. And it was going well, and I think that's the process I'm going to be using for a long time. I'm stuck in the thing. Oh my god. I don't know why putting on a jacket was a good idea. It was just cold in here earlier. Now it's hot under this thing. Oh my god. Okay, I'm sorry. This is like bothering me so much. I'm taking this off. Okay, hold on. There we go. I'm throwing it. I hope that made the bed. I can't see. Anyways, cool. So yeah, that's essentially the process. That's essentially what I'm going through most of the time. But that's it. It's writing and then recording and then editing and then thumbnail making. Generally, sometimes I'll make the thumbnail before I edit sound effects, things like that. But anyways, yeah, moving on. We're going to question 10. There's still like 9 more of these. Oh my god. All right, this is from Asta. I hope that's correct. Asta? I don't know if there's any other way to pronounce that. I'm not sure. If you have any pets, please introduce us to them. Show us pictures. I don't know if I have any pictures. Somebody asked in Discord, and if you want to see that, I will put them there at some point. If not, then they'll be there when I get home in December. But we have a dog, which is kind of like the main pet, sorta. He'll be in and out of the house, and we have a bunch of stray cats that we feed. So at the max, it's gonna sound crazy. We live out in kind of like, not like in the boonies, but we live out of town. So I think a lot of people throw their animals out there. So a lot of cats that we've gotten definitely feel like people's pets that they have just tossed. So they come to the house because we feed the animals. And then we have the dog outside. He just comes inside every once in a while because it's too hot. And he's a black dog with like shaggy hair. So he needs a little bit of indoor or at least shade or something from the hot Texas sun. So that's our main dog, and then our main pet, and then we have a bunch of cats, which at some point it was like 30. But I think it has since gone down to like 20. Some got old, some left, and some just, we were next to streets and things like that. Things happen, right? But we name them sort of, kind of. We have like our main ones. The males kind of just like leave because they do that. And yeah, we had chickens at some point. I'm seeing that in the question. We had 2 chickens and a rooster at some point because our grandpa gave it to us. And God, I love those things. They were really funny. They would eat everything, and they fixed the bug issue that we had. They would eat like cockroaches and things, so it was great. And of course they were outside, but it was really fun to have them. I want more. I like chickens a lot. I think they're fun. But yeah, I want to get some at some point if I'm still at the house for a long time. But we have a lot of cats, and they'd probably fight. We didn't have cats at the time, so it's probably not a good idea. And I don't know anything about breeds. Like I said, our cats are mostly strays. Our dog is a mutt. It sounds bad to say that, but I think that's the right term. It's given to us by our tia and our aunt, and she gave us the dog because her dog had like 5 or 6 babies, so we just took one because we had just lost our dog. So it was kind of like, well, we want another dog. So a very similar dog, pretty much the same thing, just a little smaller and shaggier. So yeah, that's where the pet stuff is at right now. And then looking at the rest, any breeds you like or prefer? I don't know. I don't think I've ever preferred. I like small dogs. If I had to choose a dog, I like smaller ones that are like, I like the shaggy small dogs. I don't like hairless as much, but I also don't like hairy like too much. I like a middle where it's like kind of like shortish hair naturally, and that's my favorite. And then if I had to say cats, I also the same thing. I don't like the bald ones. I'm sorry. I like short hairs or something like that. I recently found out that brown cats exist, whatever that breed is called, just the brown ones, and they're so pretty. I would love to have one at some point. They're so nice, but yeah, that's just a dream for later because I think they're like expensive as hell, and also just animals are expensive as hell. So having an actual pet that we properly take care of is kind of like oh man. We can't afford that, but a lot of these animals are outside. They're like essentially ours, but they're essentially not. So especially like these cats are just they're strays. They're just strays we feed. They just kind of live there now, but they're not indoor or anything. They're not like pets, I guess, if that's like the right distinction. I don't know. But anyways, moving on. Also, what got you into the industry, VA and such, other than consuming the content? Is there a certain person or just kind of like the idea of getting to VA? Please, yeah, I've been yapping for forever, so this is a good question for you to just like, I hope you liked my answer from before. But yeah, I mean, just the people I liked got me into it, and then yeah, the thoughts of like people liking my voice, and I knew that I had a good voice for some of these things was kind of like, well, why not? Right? Like, just do it. And I did it, and I'm here, and I'm excited to keep growing more and to maybe get some actual professional gigs later because I think that'd be fun. I think I'd be okay at voice acting, probably. Like, I'm doing it now. This is voice acting. It's just like, I guess doing my best. I just like the idea, I guess, essentially. It just felt like a thing I could do, right? So yeah, it's just fun. It's also fun to do. I like doing it. I like talking, and I like acting. I don't think I could be like an actor, Hollywood actor. I don't think I have the looks for that. But I don't know if I have the facial skills to do that either. I don't know if my facial acting is great, but my vocal acting is great. But I've also gotten very used to not acting in any other way other than my voice, so that's perfectly fine. Which is why the videos will probably never have like face cams on them, because I don't think that is a good idea unless it's specifically for reaction content, like video reactions, movie reactions, things like that, which I have thought about. I don't know. That's an idea for later, but I'm not sure. I like the stuff that we're doing now, and it's already way too much for me to handle. So moving on. Thank you for that question, by the way. This is another question from Asda. Yeah. Okay. I remember just reading this. That's right. I just saw a lot of your content that didn't exist outside of VA, and you appreciate it. I did read this. How do you find the edit time to edit work? Oh, this is the question I wanted to answer. Yes. Find the time to edit your work and to manage so many accounts. I feel like I'd be so overwhelmed. That's what I was just saying. I am overwhelmed, and I have had to stop most of them because I can't handle them anymore. It's been an hour. Holy. I can't do it anymore. If I wasn't going to school, and if this was like my main thing, if I was really tryharding it, which I'm not even doing with this channel, I could be doing way more. I probably wouldn't be uploading more, but I'd be doing more social media stuff. Because I don't do any for the channel, right? And I'd be doing more stuff on Reddit because that would bring some people over, maybe, but also it'd be more of like a segue into Patreon, which is what I was setting up at one point, and I was just like, no, nobody's gonna pay for this. I know people like it, and I like it too. Oh, you should if you're okay with 18+ stuff, go look at the stuff on Reddit. Oh my god, I surprised myself when I did those. It felt like when I recorded those scripts for the first time, when I got into ASMR, I was just like, holy shit, this is too good for me not to post. And I felt that same feeling when I made the first script, and I was like, holy shit. Anyways, I got some really good compliments from really good creators over there, and I was really happy, and I'm excited to do more. I just been too busy, and I'm also not in a space where I feel safe enough to do that. You know what I mean? But anyways, I don't have the time anymore, which is the summary of that. School is busy. This semester has been the busiest I think ever because of our new professor, and I'm not saying that in a bad way. I love him, and he's great. He's an industry professional. I'm losing it. I haven't talked this much in a long time. He's a professional, and we finally got somebody that's like really, really good at this, and he's qualified for story. He's a storyboard artist, which is amazing. He's really good at what he does. I really admire his work, and I love having that feeling of somebody I can actually look up to on the specific work that I personally really like, because I love storyboarding stuff. I want to make a comic one day, and storyboarding is a part of it, or essentially the same thing. Right, they're essentially the same art form in just slightly different forms, and I love that. It's so interesting. I love the way he does stuff and the way he like sketches and just the way he does things is amazing. Seeing an actual industry professional is so good because we don't get that opportunity very often. And I love having him in class. But he's been giving a lot of work, but I've been improving a lot because of his knowledge and his skills, and he's been great to us. So I love that so much, but it is a big workload, and I haven't had the time to even work on this channel. I've just, on my off days, I'll go edit the stuff that I made in the summer. I haven't made anything for the upcoming months, so I'm hoping that this is one of the ones that's going to cover it, because I don't want to have an upload for this time. I need to make more. I need to write more. I haven't written anything other than that thing I just did today, but that's not going to go up on the channel as far as I know. But I could do something like that later. It'd be fun. But anyways, yeah. I don't have the time. In the summer, I guess that's what I wanted to say. In the summer, I wanted to try a bunch of stuff because I started feeling the pressure of money, and I started feeling the pressure of, I'm about to graduate. Am I going to find a job? And I looked at my shit and I was like, I don't have the skills to do anything in the industry. I don't have the qualifications to get in there. And people that are qualified aren't getting in there. And people that are more qualified than I am aren't getting in. And I'm like, well, I don't know. And I don't even know if this is the dream or not, but I think it'd be fun to do in one way or another. But then the more possibilities have opened up recently, and the more the thought of indie and doing YouTube and things like that. I mean, obviously, if this channel is doing well, I'm earning some money from it, right? And if you want to support me, you can find that on Ko-Fi, and at some point there'll be a Patreon with the more spicy stuff and other perks and things like that. But you can support me in other ways, and that's great, right? But I want to do something else. I mean, as much as I want to have this as a job, if I did this channel and this was the main thing, which would be ideal, this would be cool. But I'd still love to do voice acting. I think it'd be a fun branch off from this. I would love to still do easy things, still do the Minecraft stuff, because I love playing and I love recording in that way, and I love talking about other things because I don't get to do that here. As much as I love this, I'm not talking like I do over there. Over there, I just talk for 30 minutes, and that's an episode. And on the Duocast, I do the same thing, but it's much more of a together talking instead of just myself, because I can't just rant for 30 minutes with somebody next to me. I feel bad, and also the content leans other ways. They're all different games. They're all kind of this, so there's different things. I want the Duocast to be like Game Grumps. I want easy things to be like the Python GB Minecraft plays that I grew up with as a kid, and I want this to be like Wholesome Girlfriend ASMR and Ellie Bell and all that kind of stuff, right? Speaking of which, she just uploaded. Hell yeah, I'm looking at that later. I don't have people to talk about this with either as well. I don't think Emma listens to this stuff, so I don't have a lot of friends in general, much less people that I'm that close with to talk about with. So I want to meet people in the spaces. Yeah, I think I lost my track, but yeah, I was worried in the summer about what to do, and I started feeling more of that pressure. And I was like, okay, well, let's try the YouTube thing before I have until I graduate to make something work. And I relaunched the Speakeasy. I launched the Easy Art channel, the Easy Art Studio, and I launched this a little after those things. Easy Art Studio kind of flopped, but I have ideas for it later for me to improve my art personally. I think it'll be fun. I'll improve myself, and it'll be a fun challenge stuff. The Speakeasy is something I would like to return to at some point. I just don't think I have the time. Oh, the blanket's moving. Oh no, I'm sorry if you've heard that. But I don't think I have the time to do that. It's a lot of research stuff, and I have to write more, longer content, which I have struggled with doing 10-minute stuff here. I barely get to 8, and I'm like, oh my god, how do I extend this script? Oh my god. Yeah. I want to do those again, by the way. I if you've seen any of my other stuff, it's all linked in my links. I have a lot of websites and things going on right now. I have an art portfolio website that I'm working on right now, remaking actually, on a new site. But yeah, I don't have the time right now, as the TLDR. That's right? I don't think I've ever said that in my life. But I would love to do more. I love doing creative stuff. I love doing content creation. I love making videos. I love seeing people happy, and I've never had that more within the ASMR community, and it's so nice to see people immediately responding and then actually commenting and saying they enjoy it, right? I mean, the numbers enough are kind of well, people enjoyed it because they watched and it's being recommended, right? But seeing people actually say that they enjoyed it, to me specifically, is oh my god, that's crazy. I love that I can do something that people like enough to go into the comments and say, yeah, no, it's really sweet, and I will go back to it. I really do enjoy my other stuff. I want to make it better, but it needs to be possible. I don't know if I have enough time. Oh, there is a college question. This is not okay. On to the next one before I get to 2 hours. What degree am I studying? I'm studying a studio art degree. It was known as transmedia. It's now known as digital narrative arts. And the basics of that is I'm doing a general digital art degree, which is from 2D animation to 3D animation to 3D modeling to character design and storyboarding and all those kinds of things. I'm learning the basics of all of it. I love the idea of this program. It might not be perfect yet, but if you are going into college later, if I'm getting a younger audience here, it's a program to look into, and it's a Texas. Oh my God, it's at Texas Tech. I will say the name, because I don't think people are gonna go crazy and find me, and I'll be gone in December, so it doesn't matter. But it's a great program, and I do highly recommend it because it's growing, and there's more students every semester. There's more people, and it's just getting better and better. And with Yunhao, our new professor, it's kind of like, oh my God, we have somebody that I think can lead our 2D drawing storyboarding section, and we have somebody already really set in stone in the 3D section. And yeah, I honestly, I think after this, we were just talking about this the other day in our portfolio class, and the thing that I'm probably most likely to go into is prop modeling 3D models just for things, for anything, even if it's for like industry stuff or not industry stuff, like outside of art industry stuff, you know what I mean? Just things that like that are for like everyday, or like for construction companies and things like that, if that's a qualification, or for like, you know, designs, or just people online, right, and commissions and whatever, or for maybe for 3D printing. I've not thought about that completely because I don't know how the logistics of that work, but I'm studying digital art and as a general thing, and it's a very good program. I think it's in the works, but if you want to learn the basics of a lot of stuff, it's a good place to start, or it's a good place to figure out what you want to do with the people that are qualified to tell you that, I guess, right? I think those are my thoughts. I've enjoyed it here. It's not perfect, but I've enjoyed it here. But anyways, my birthday is August 6th. I'm 21, and my birthday is on August 6th. And yeah, I don't know if we had a birthday audio. We might have. I remember mentioning it somewhere. I think it was a Friday, and I think I might have put it in the description. A few people might have said something, but yeah, it's on August 6th. So Leo, I believe. I don't pay attention to that stuff too much. The favorite food question from Millie, I appreciate it. Yeah, I do think it's chicken and pizza. We're getting pizza later. I'm so excited. My stomach is gonna kill me because I think I'm like a little lactose, so that's not good. But thank God, a question went by quickly. Christ, this is a long question. All right, for midnight. Oh my God, I need a second. Midnight Dragon Rider. What is something that you have accomplished that you're proud of? Do you have any phobias? What is a skill you want to learn? If you were to get a tattoo today, what would you get? And what is one piece of advice you would give your younger self? And what is your favorite quality about yourself? Oh God, you're giving me the thinking questions. I think I read this vaguely. This was at the point where I was like, oh, there's not that many responses left. And I didn't read them all. I didn't think about them as much as I was the early ones. But something I've accomplished that I'm proud of. I guess I'm gonna say a few things. I guess one of the things is doing content creation for as long as I have, and not giving up on it. I've been doing it for so long that most people would have just stopped by now. But I'm so glad I did it so early, because I've learned the skills that I think I need to succeed in it, and I can do really good stuff. And I can probably start a channel right now that I would blow up. I just know it's not a channel I would enjoy, or a channel I can keep up currently. But when I'm out of college, and if I have the time, maybe I could start something new and start a new series and art stuff that can do really well, because I know what does well. I'm good at editing, I'm good at this talking, I'm good at all this stuff. This is not the thing to be looking at to tell me that I'm good at talking, but I'm good at talking most of the time. It's just been an hour and 10 minutes. It's just been an hour and like 12 minutes. And I'm very proud that I've learned these skills. I guess I'm proud to be here, and then I'm also proud that I went to college, and I did the thing, and I moved out of the house. Where I'm from, that's not a common occurrence. So being able to come out here and move away like 14 hours from home is an accomplishment for me. And to do it well. I'm enjoying my time here. I've made some good friends, and I've made some good connections, and I met some great people that maybe I'll talk to, maybe I won't talk to again. But I'm so glad I met these people, and I'm glad I came here when I did. And I'm happy to be here, right? I'm glad I did the thing, because I know a lot of people went to the university at home because that was the thing close by. It's also free. I mean, like, this is a money thing as well, right? We could barely afford this. And my parents have set aside things to pay for this, but it's kind of like, ideally it would have been free, and at home it would have been free because of how little money we make. But yeah, I mean, I haven't worked a day in my life yet, so I will be soon to support everything. But yeah, I'm proud to have done it and to have tried and to have improved my art and to have done what I've done. I guess, right? I'm happy to be here and everything that's led me here. I guess. But anyways, moving on from that one. Do you have any phobias? Oh man. Not particularly. I mean, I don't like heights probably as much as other people don't like heights. I don't think it's not like I've seen worse. I've seen actually probably people who actually have phobias and they'll be like crawling on the ground. We just went to Palo Duro recently, and any wrong moving we would have died. It's kind of the thing. So yeah, I don't think I'm as afraid of heights, because yeah, if I fell off that rock, I would have died. That would have been it. If I had fallen into other rocks, I would have died. You know what I mean? I'm not as afraid of heights as other people are, but I get claustrophobic. Not like terribly so, but like it's a thing that I don't, if I can't move too much, if I like under this blanket, it's fine because my legs are free, my arms are free, but if it comes to a point where I'm like I can't move anything, I freak out like really bad. So I can usually calm it down, but like usually there's a way out, right? But if there's not, I will freak out. I think claustrophobia is the worst thing, and I don't know why. It's just always, that's just how it's been. It's interesting. It's very interesting. But yeah, I think that would be the answer to that. And what skill do I want to learn? Whew, I don't know if there's a skill specifically. Like I guess I don't think there's a broad skill that I want to specifically learn. I don't know. Maybe the skill of self-defense would be an interesting one, I guess, if that's the right answer. But I think I'm thinking more of in my head of like specifically to art, because I want to get better. I want to get better at anatomy and all this kind of stuff. I just want to be a better artist. I want to be a better 2D artist. I want to be better at drawing people, and I love drawing people. I want to be better at making stories and telling stories, and I want to be that's the skill I want to improve. I don't know if there's anything I want to make new to do right now. Like the skill of learning Blender is like, yeah, we started Blender. I'm doing it. that I would have said that maybe a year or two ago. But yeah, I think I want to improve my skills that I'm learning in college right now of the arts, because I really want to be better. I really want to tell stories, and I need to be good. And I want to make some comics and stuff like that. But if I'm gonna draw it, of course I have to. Yeah, I need to be better at anatomy and arts and just coloring and things like that. I need it with skill to actually learn from scratch, essentially. Color. I'm shit at color. I'm really bad at color. So color theory, an interesting one. But anyways, if I were to get a tattoo today, what would you get? I don't know. I think the consensus answer, because of how big of a deal, it would have to be something like super important to me, right? But it's gonna be something that's media based. It's probably not gonna be a video game, because there are a lot of video games that I like, but nothing that's gonna look great, I think, as a tattoo. I read a lot of mangas. I read a lot of manhwas. If I got something today, it would have to be like a One Piece tattoo, or a tattoo for like Return of the Mount Hua sect, or Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint, or The World After the Fall, or something like that. One of my favorites, like in the stories of manhwas and mangas, right? I don't read a lot of mangas. I read much more manhwas, so they're more of my thing. I don't think there's anything interesting in Eternal Regressing Night. But Return of the Mount Hua sect has the logo of the Mount Hua sect, which is a very cool one. I think that'd be a cool tattoo. It's just like that plum blossom logo, which I think is actually a good choice. I think that's a good answer. But any of the One Piece tattoos would be cool. I love Law's hand tattoo, although that sounds like it hurts like a bitch. And I don't know. People might not like that. Although I think that'd be sick to have Law's tattoo. But honestly, anything, I think I want anything One Piece maybe, or just anything in the manhwas that I love. I think that Return of the Mount Hua sect one would be my favorite. I think that's a good choice. And I honestly, I didn't think about that, but I might do that someday, possibly. But anyways, what is one piece of advice you'd give to your younger self? Oh Christ. I'm not done. Oh, I don't know. I think I did a lot of things correctly. I think I did a lot of things incorrectly. I don't have many regrets. I guess it would just be encouragement to keep going, and that things would work. At least they would. I feel like I wish I was answering this question in like 10 more years when I'm with somebody and things are working out a little better. But I remember before moving here, I was really worried about moving here. And when I moved in and I was fine. I guess I just wish I could say that, to tell myself that this was the right choice. More of kind of like a, this is it. This is the right thing. Or at least I believe it is. Right? I'm happy where I'm at, and I've met people that I'm very happy I've met. And I met your best friend here because you went to this college. You've met some great people here, made some great friends, good connections, and learned a lot in art, right? I think it was the right choice, I guess. Maybe not advice, just encouragement. I don't really have any regrets. Yeah. Favorite quality about myself. Oh, Christ. Quality, not like a thing. I don't know. I don't even know how to answer that. I don't know what would constitute an answer for that. If it was like a thing, I'd say my voice. I'm proud of it. But if it was like a quality, like something I am, it's the perseverance, determination to keep going, just keep pushing. I guess I do get burned out, but I've never like really wanted to give up. Not since I've been like a kid, when I was like, when things really were like shitty, not for any other reason other than like I didn't like school. I really hated school. I just didn't like the way system. It felt claustrophobic. Being in elementary and being in middle school where everything was dictated for you. You didn't get to really choose classes. And if you did, they weren't very fun. There weren't very many options. I think college has been my favorite because I have the most choices I can make myself. And I can do what I want when I want to. That's cool. I like that. But yeah, I think just probably that. Kindness, I guess. I'm kind to everyone. I try to be. Just the ability to keep going, the ability to not just one day just be like, I can't, something like that. The ability to stay happy despite it all. So thank you for the questions. Let's move on to the next ones. Oh God, is this another long one? Okay, no, it's not that bad. Okay, thank you. Hanako, I hope I'm saying that correctly. I appreciate the congratulations. I'm glad you're here. You joined around 800, which is where we're like 500 above that currently. But I'm really glad you found the channel as well. Sorry if there's like moments of silence. I'm like looking to read this in my head real quick. And yeah, of course I will be continuing to make more in the future. I'm very. It makes me smile too. It makes me very excited to do this. The comments and these things make me really smile, It makes me really happy to see, so I appreciate it. God, I'm gonna start crying by the end of this thing. Fucking goddamn. All right. Anyways, what is love language? Okay, we're getting to like some general questions. I think it I don't know. I've not been in many relationships. I've been in a few, and I have an understanding of the basics of it all. It sounds analytical. I know I'm like that generally. My hair's gonna look like shit when I get out of this thing. I think it's touch. I think so. I really like just having somebody close and just having like, little movements and, scratching and, back scratches and head scratches and things like that. Those are my favorite. I haven't been in a relationship in my adult life, I think. Not really. I didn't date anyone in college, and I know I'm not gonna by the end of it because that's not looking at. But I don't think I was gonna meet my person here as much as I had hoped as a kid. That is one thing I could tell myself. I'm like, don't look forward to this for that reason. Yeah, I think it's touch, and like quality time, as I like the right amount of. I think it is touch because quality time is like, as much as I love it, I can't do it forever. I get very tired of people, even people I love hanging out with. That I get exhausted. My social battery is really tiny, so I need moments for myself. So it's just like the closeness is nice. I think that's comforting. So touch for sure. It's something I've learned since I started your channel. This one specifically, if we're answering that, did this one do better than I thought? Maybe. I feel like I need a better answer than that. But I learned that there was an audience for it as well. That there was people that would be looking for this, just like I was, in a group of people that I thought wouldn't need it as much. Maybe, you know? I mean, I knew there was an audience for it. I knew there'd be people, but I didn't think there'd be this much of like a rallying thing so quickly, or it being like taken in so quickly. You know, I don't know if I'm saying those things properly, but I don't know. I just didn't think it'd be loved as quickly as it was. And I've learned that I can write okay. I've learned that I can voice act pretty okay. And I've learned that I'm getting better and that I'm enjoying these things. And it's something that I've not done that I enjoy. And that's why I'm still doing it. That's why I still want to do it. And I really appreciate the congrats. It's amazing. It's really good. It's just having a community for this stuff is just it's so good. I think just like little realizations are coming in, but they're not really related to anything. They're just kind of like maybe me living life at the moment. But yeah, I think I think that I can make a space that people will gladly go to relax is nice. Because I've always wanted to do funny moments. I've always wanted to do things like that. But the ability to bring comfort to someone even millions of miles away, or thousands of miles, not millions of miles, thousands of miles away, is like, it's nice, you know, to be able to do that for somebody is great, even not in person. I think that's something I've learned, that I can actually do that for somebody. It's cool. It's very nice. Okay, cool. And do you have any favorite shows or movies? Let's see. I answered the bear earlier with the show. Movies, I don't know. Oh, don't computer die on me. I hit the computer with my arm. Don't shock it, please. I do love The Bear. I think that's my favorite show right now. I want to go watch Common Side Effects because our professor showed it to us as like a thing to look for animation quality and things like that, right? For the storytelling as well. I think that was mostly it. But I don't know. I honestly got it. I love Marvel stuff. It's fun. It's just I love the idea of multiverse and things like that. So I've never like completely fallen off. There were shows that were shit and there were things that we haven't seen. But Guardians 3 was great. I think that was one of my favorite all-time movies of Marvel and amazing. I guess to name something recently, Superman was amazing. Superman was so good. Such a good story, such good acting. Favorite Lex, favorite Superman. It's just so good. I love watching that over and over again. Fantastic Four was great. Although Superman won, I think, in my heart. As much as I loved Fantastic Four, it just didn't... It's not a movie that I feel like I can watch over and over again. And sometimes that enjoyment metric is pretty much what I rate things on. And I've watched reactions to it, but I much prefer watching reactions to Superman. As much as I love Fantastic Four, I was like almost crying the entire movie because of how cool the music was. Just the soundtrack alone was getting me to tear up. Like the whole beginning was like emotional, but Superman just feels like it cleared. I don't know why. It just felt better, and that's because I'm not really a Superman fan. But that movie hit. It hit the right way, and all the music hit the right way, and all the lines, the dialogue, and everything. It just felt good. It was a feel good movie that feels like it was in the right time, which I think is what a lot of people felt like. And yeah, I guess Superman was fun. I love superhero stuff. That's a lot of fun. So thank you, Hanago, for these questions. Let's move into 16. I hope the audio is not like bad. I keep like moving around the blanket and scratching my head. You're probably hearing that. But anyways, oh god, okay, I have a few. Do you have any ASMR artists that you were like, yep, I want to be like them and make similar content, like people who are inspirations of sort? Did you listen to ASMR before making it, or like for comfort, relaxations, or whatever? And if you could turn it into any animal, what interesting departure for the questions. What would it be? It'd be a moon jellyfish. They're so freaking cool. Yeah, I've not looked into too many sea creatures, but yeah, that sounds amazing. Is it hard managing classes and uploading? I just started college and I couldn't imagine having a channel plus all this damn work. Yeah. And do you have any character kins? I looked this up because I've never heard that term before. And I'm going to look it up again because I don't understand the definition completely. Relating to identifying with a fictional character where a person, a kinny, is that how you spell that? Is that how you say that? It's so interesting. I've never heard this term in my life. Maybe it's because you're younger than me. It's just a thing that I'm not online as much anymore, and I'm also not on like the brain rot side like Emma is. I miss a lot of things. It's an interesting question. It's not something I've ever thought about, but I don't know. I feel like answering that question. I don't know if I could, but I appreciate the questions, Greg. Greg. I think it's Greg. Let me go through the beginning. Okay, so ASMR artists that were like, yep, I want to be like them. Yes, the person that I was like, yep, I want to be like them was the combination of Wholesome Girlfriend, oh my god, Wholesome Girlfriend ASMR and Darker Dreams ASMR. I believe, or is it Dark Dreams? Dark Dreams. I think the combination between those two, I love her wholesome stuff, but I also love the little more sensual stuff in Dark Dreams ASMR. And I love the storytelling in Wholesome Girlfriend ASMR, but I love the way that she speaks in Dark Dreams ASMR. I think I took a lot of her qualities in speaking in Dark Dreams, because there were a lot of things that I listened back to when I was editing, and I was like, oh yeah, that's something that she says exactly, or the way she says it exactly. And I have repeated it in a way, and I love the way that it's said. That's why I like a lot of things. The thing that I'm picking up from Ella Bell actually is the breathing and the more breathy tone and stuff like that. I love that quality of her voice. And yeah, I those are people that I've looked to now as inspiration, but when I started, it was definitely Wholesome Girlfriend ASMR, singularly. And then later it was Dark Dreams, and then recently it's been, Ella Bell. Yeah, I think so. Is that the question? Was that it? Yeah, I want to make I want to make some content in the way of Wholesome Girlfriend ASMR, is the storytelling, because I love her storytelling. But yeah, I think that's mostly it. I think I've said this a few times already. And did you listen to ASMR before making it for comfort reaction? It was more recent. I will say that. I don't think I listened to anything too early in my life. I definitely found this out later. I think I really got into it in college because I felt like I needed it. I felt like I needed that comfort when I was here, and I felt alone because I didn't have any friends coming up. I didn't have anyone from my school that came up with me. I didn't know anybody. I met Emma online, and she wasn't coming up for like another 2 years, I think, or something like that, like a year and a half. So I was on my own. Trying to make friends was hell, but I met some great friends at the beginning. I had some good connections that I'm still glad I have, and I need people I need to message more often, honest to God. I've just been super busy. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like I needed it at the time, and that's when they just kind of fell into my lap. I wasn't listening to more ASMR because I needed it to sleep. I was having trouble sleeping. I don't remember if it was because of noise or just because I couldn't. Like I was so stressed all the time. But I eventually found these roleplay stuff, and I was like, oh, this is so sick. And I just loved it. It was my favorite part. Storytelling, the voice acting, it was just all good. It was all great. And I was like, I love this stuff. I love it so much. And I would love to do it one day. And that was it. That's where we're at, right? Yeah. All right, we're at the animal question. I really like cats. If I had to pick one, maybe like a cat or something like adjacent, oh my god, like the what are they called? The red pandas and things like that, like stuff like that. I think I like cats and things like that. They're just fun. They're cute. That's my favorite animal. When I move out and I have like pets of my own, I think it's gonna be a cat, like one singular cat that I raise or something, or that I get that's youngish. But I don't know. I mean, if I'm gonna be living on my own, I can't leave that thing on its own. So it would have to be like 2. But I don't know. I don't think I'd have the ability to take care of it by myself. Ow, I put my neck. But yeah. Anyways, yeah, cat. I think that would be it. That's cool. I think there's some cool answers, but I think that's just my favorite animal, probably. Is it hard managing classes and upload? Yeah, we talked about this already as well. But yes, it's difficult. Even with the stuff that I'm doing now, even though it's the stuff that I'm quote unquote handling okay, I'm not. It looks smooth on your end because of things are uploading on time, and I've promised that, and that's kind of happening. And I haven't said anything about missing an upload yet, but that's probably gonna happen very soon, because I'm busy and I have a lot of shit going on. And I have a lot of homework and a lot of things, and I don't have a lot of time to relax. And when I do it, then I really don't want to do anything after. And it's just like, God damn, I don't want to do that. So it's difficult. I will say it's difficult. It takes a lot of time, but I don't party, I don't drink, I don't do any of those things. And my homework isn't that difficult because I'm in completely studio classes right now. So I'm not studying for an exam. I'm not studying for any tests of any kind. Oh my God, no hiccups right now, please God. I don't have anything that I'm studying for right now. Nothing is being studied for other than like something slight for the portfolio course, and that's kind of it. Most of my stuff are projects and they're creative things, which is like, I'm surprised I haven't really burned out completely yet. But I like doing so many different creative things that I think that's why. It's because I do a lot of stuff. I do this and I do school, and all the school stuff is varied. It's character design, storyboarding, it's 3D modeling. I'm learning Blender over there, and 3D. Well, I'm actually taking 2 different 3D modeling classes at the same time. But I'm learning a lot of Blender, which is cool because I wanted to do that for so long. And it's free, and I can do that when I get out of here, so it's cool. I'm maybe making some cool shit. There's some fun stuff. I don't think I'll remember to put it in, but you can find my art Instagram, I think, very easily in my links. Probably. I don't know. You can figure it out. But I just made some cool new models, and those are fun. I think they're exciting, and I'm making a new website, and that'll be on that Instagram. And yeah, that'll probably be on the website too, on the link website. But anyways, yeah, it's a lot of work, and it's not easy, and I don't have a lot of time to do other things. I don't play a lot of games by myself anymore because I don't have time. But I also, since I've been doing content creation, it's hard for me to play games by myself without being like, oh, I should be recording this, you know? And that sucks. But I enjoy recording and making videos, and, you know, with Emma, it's been like, oh, it's just such a fun thing to do. I enjoy it. And then the editing's so easy. We've made it to be easy. But anyways, do you have any character kins? I've not thought of this ever, and I don't know how to answer that. I'm gonna have to skip this one because there's not a character I can think of that I'm like, oh yeah, that's it. That's me right there. I don't think I've ever had that thought. Probably. I don't know. I'm not sure. So I'm gonna keep going on that. I'm sorry I didn't get to that one. Maybe I'll think about it next time. But nothing jumps out to me specifically. There's nothing in my head right now. I'm sorry. And I'm tired. It's been an hour. It's almost going to be 2 hours. God damn it. Okay, good. Easy question from Lewis, I think. Louise? Is that how you spell Louise? I don't know. One of those things. Louuis. Thank you for the question. No, I'm not. I don't have a partner. I appreciate the love of the videos. No, I'm not dating anybody. I've not dated anyone in college, really. I've been on my own. But also this is known as a party college, and I don't think I've ever met anyone yet that's like exactly my thing. And yeah, I'm just waiting, I guess. I don't think I'm ready to do it immediately. Also, I don't think the people that I know or that I've met or anything are just like the one, right? Even to start something. But I'm picky on a lot of things. I'm picky with my food and picky with like anything in life. So I don't know. It's not unrealistic. It's just like, I just want somebody I want to be happy with, and I just haven't found the right one. You know what I mean? And yes, I'm straight. I'm into girls. Okay, sorry. Yeah. No, there's nobody in my mind right now, or in uni right now. But I think when I get older, it'll be a little easier when I'm doing more adulting things, because I don't feel like an adult right now. I feel like a kid still going to school. And yeah, that's where I'm at. I feel like I do a few more adult things. I don't know if I'm ready. I don't know. I think I'd like to be with somebody, but yeah. This topic's fun too. I don't get to talk about this with anybody. But yeah, no, I don't know. Eventually, that's the hope. Probably. I had hoped for college, but those plans have since been derailed since I'm graduating. So, you know, I should have been done in spring, so I really would have had less time. But anyways, yeah, no, I'm on my own right now. Single. It's crazy. Anyways, oh god. Star, hi. I think yeah, you just joined the Discord as far as I know. And there's another question after this. This other next one has 2 questions. We're almost done. Holy. Okay. When recording ASMRs, do you practice tone of your voice, or you just go with the flow? That's a good specific one, because I do sometimes. It depends. I go with the flow, and I think it should be out by this time. The bodyguard one. I think it's like the next upload, is it? How many videos do I have ready to go? I think I only have 1 after this, which is Tuesday. And that's not good, because I don't have anything for Friday. Oh no. The bully one, not the bully one, the bodyguard one. I was practicing the tone of my voice before I started that, and that was probably one of the only times I was like, well, let me really do this one. I'd want to kind of practice it. The bully one was also a little like, I kind of tried something different, but nothing too drastic. But the bodyguard one was like, okay, I want to raise my voice to match this tone that I'm trying to set. And it was a little too high and a little too like My Hero at the beginning, and I didn't like that. So I immediately switched off. and it changed a little more into the rest of the video. So I didn't go re-record it. I just kind of like changed it naturally. And it ended up being more like, oh, like maybe he was really nervous and he sounded like this, you know? So yeah, I do practice it sometimes. Depends. But I most of the time will just go with the flow and whatever happens, happens, right? That's fun. And in the future, will you start writing series plus creating characters and have your own lazy universe? I think of this because I love Wholesome Girl from ASMR stuff, and she does have this universe of her people, of her different versions. Yeah, I mean, I already write my stories. I already write all my scripts are written by me, except for like the first two and the one that Leah is wrote. At some point, I was thinking about looking for more scripts, but it feels like more work to do that. I'm not gonna lie to you. Finding scripts that I like was hard, which is why I started writing them, because I never liked the way people spoke in them. It was always like they're assholes. And I was like, I don't want to do that. So yeah, I'm already writing my characters. I'm writing my series, quote unquote. And I want to make them longer series and more different characters and things like that. And yeah, I want to do more like fantasy stuff, like just things like that. I think it'd be fun. Do more voices and things. Sorry, I can hear people outside. Are they coming in here? Are these my roommates? I think they are. Are they? No? Possibly. Sorry. Okay, hello. We're gonna keep it a little quiet to continue the rest of this because it's been a few days since I stopped that. It got a little loud. So I thought it'd be best if I just waited, and this is the time I have again. So sorry, I don't want to do this whole intro again, but welcome again back. We're like almost done. So to do this, hopefully wrap it up quickly because it's been a while. I don't remember what question I'm on, but I'm gonna guess it was like 3. What is one roleplay idea you'd love to try but haven't? I think we kind of talked about this, which was all the fantasy stuff. I think that'd be so much fun, you know? I want to get to it one day. I think it'd be a lot of fun to do. And yeah, I think just trying out different styles and different people and things like that, but I think I've mentioned specific fantasy stuff would be interesting. I think it'd be cool, you know? I don't know what people would want. I think a lot of people really like the more like yandere stuff. I think it'd be fun to do, but I'm not saying that I really am looking forward to that one. I think just the fantasy stuff and writing worlds and stories and maybe even having this interconnected story of this kingdom and things like that would be cool. I think it'd be fun, you know? I like writing stories. It's a lot of fun for me, which is why I think this feels very kismet, right? I also still haven't checked what that word means exactly, but I'm pretty certain it's like generally correct in that sentence. But anyways, which roleplay felt most natural for you to record? I think I'm gonna have to go with the reverse comfort because it was not written in the slightest. That was very natural for me to record because it felt like all the things that were just on my mind at the moment and feelings and thoughts of me, my worries for the future and my worries of the present, and it just all kind of came out. So it felt very natural. That was a one taker essentially, right? It was a one take thing, and it was a lot of fun to get out. It feels like I got things out that I otherwise couldn't have, and it's I think one of those instances where I'm like, oh wow, I guess art really can get you to get, you know, rid of feelings and thoughts and things like that, because there are things that I've said to myself before and there are things that I've thought of myself before, and I'm just like, well, it doesn't matter, right? Or it'll figure it out. I'll meet somebody proper, the right person and whatever. But saying it in that audio, I think it just made it a little easier. I don't know. It kind of like, I really felt like I let it go completely because I put it into this work of art, right? I mean, I can see these as works of art, although they may not be great, I guess. I don't know. As long as somebody enjoys it, I think, yeah, I consider them art. It's a lot of fun. And then the fifth question is, oh yeah, would you consider having a Discord server in the future? This is Star, which I think you have joined the Discord, but yes, we already have one. This is another, I think we talked about it earlier. I'm not sure. But there is one set up, which is great. People are talking in there. It's really amazing. I'm sorry I can't get into there super often. I'm very antisocial. I'm very introverted, but I'm very happy to see you guys interacting with each other and just talking about stuff. It makes me happy. So I'm glad to have a space for you guys to do that. So thank you for these questions. We have one last question, I think, or one last response thing. But okay. Would you say you're more of a jealous boyfriend or an overprotective boyfriend? I'm going to answer this with old knowledge because I haven't been in a proper relationship for a long time. When I don't want to go into too much details because I shouldn't, But like my first relationship, I was definitely more jealous. I think that's I don't want to be overprotective, like the way that I won't let, I'd be worried about her going out or her having friends or anything like that, right? I don't want to do that. But in the beginning there was a time where I was jealous, but it was also like I was feeling insecure. I am insecure, but also it was a relationship that wasn't like strong, it was a very in the moment thing, and I'm glad it happened. I'm not saying I'm not. I'm really happy to have met that person when I did, and it just felt right at the time, but it didn't ever feel like to me it was gonna go anywhere. But yeah, I learned lessons from that, which is good. But I don't think I did anything particularly bad in that either. I just, I think I learned my lessons in certain things, but communication is very much important to me, especially because of the things that have happened in that relationship. But it's there's nothing bad about her either. I'm not saying that. She was a great first girlfriend, right? So if she ever sees this, I'm not dissing, right? No, I hope she's doing all right. I have no idea what's going on with most of my friends at home, and yeah, I hope she's okay. But yeah, I think that's the way I was. I was more jealous. I remember a specific moment of being jealous over somebody. Yeah. And if you had to do one boyfriend trope forever, which one would you pick? This is from Lila Space, right? I think so, yeah. If I had to do one forever, it would have to be, if I could continue off of the beginning of it, I could go into the story, it would have to be roommates to lovers. I think that's my favorite. I think the story potential is amazing. The characters are always fun, and writing it is always just so much fun. It's also just such a kind of like a dream, it's such a fantasy, right? To have that person next to you and always with you, and then you're just you just get together at one point, you're already living together, and it's already perfect because you already know that you work well together in that space, and that is very cool. It's an ideal situation. And yeah, I think that's my choice on that, because I think it's an ideal fantasy, right? I don't know. Okay, I do want to go through the rest of those quickly, but that is it, actually. I think there was going to be another response, but I closed it the day that they came back, and I'm sorry about that, but I hope your question got answered if you didn't end up getting to it, or if you didn't want to ask. I do appreciate you being around and here. You didn't have to get to a question. Honestly, this took me a lot longer than I thought it was gonna. I was hoping for 30 minutes. Okay, but anyways, to properly end this off, and we'll mix this, and maybe this will be Friday's upload, because I don't really have a video for Friday just yet. I still have to make a thumbnail, but I don't have one for the other videos. I haven't yet added the sound effects, and this one is just gonna be great, I can just upload it, blah, 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 blah. It will cover one, because I don't have anything ready. So, thank you from the bottom of my heart for getting me this far, and I'm kind of glad that I had the delay, because now we are monetized as a channel, and I think there's a good way I've set this up already, when it's the normal way to do it if people have monetized ASMR channels or anything that's supposed to be relaxing or whatever, right? There's just ads at the beginning, there's ads at the end. I'm sorry, there's gonna be a little bit of a rant, but I'll get to important shit here, hopefully. But there'll only be ads at the beginning, ads at the end. There's nothing in the middle, right? I know that'll be annoying, and it's perfectly fine. I don't need to do that. My videos are also relatively short right now, so don't worry about that. Hopefully they won't be as intrusive, because it's only at the start and then at the end, and it should be okay. Hopefully. The one at the end worries me, but I can't turn that one specifically off. I wish I could, but I do appreciate it. This will just support, any of this going forward, because I'm leaving college soon, and as much as it would be great if I could just continue this and grow it before I leave, I need to kind of have this ready and up and going before I graduate this December. So I hope you understand why the ads are actually being turned on, because I need to earn something somehow, and I need to support myself some way, somehow, as well as, this is a side thing. And then, of course, there's the Ko-Fi if you want to do more, and then I think there's now all the YouTube stuff's available, so the supers and I don't know, I've never done YouTube stuff, but yeah, there's I think there's systems for that. There's the memberships, which I don't know if I'll turn that on, honest to God, because you can just go to the Ko-Fi and support me in that way. Yeah, I think that's kind of where that's going to be, because I don't think I'll have anything ready for memberships. My videos are always barely ready on time. I won't ever have that early thing. It would just be shout out, and that'd be kind of it, which is fine, right? If you want to support me in that way too, if you two feel safer as well, I'll set it up, but I won't have any extra perks because I don't have the time to do that right now. Nor do I think I'll have this people to do that for anyways for a while. So maybe once it becomes more of like people want to support in this way, then we'll get it set up. But anyways, thank you so much. Honestly, I'm sorry I'm being a little quiet. I'm just like, it's been a long day. It's Monday already, and I recorded the last thing on like, oh God, was it Friday, Saturday? It was a few days ago. But thank you all so much for the people who ask questions. I really do appreciate it. I never thought I'd get here, not this quickly. Like I've said before, I don't think I've ever had anything go this well with such a good reception, and I really, really appreciate it all. So thank you so much. God, I don't know. I just, I really, if I had done this one way fully through, I probably would be crying right now, and I feel like I want to. But thank you so much. We hit 1K already. We're at 1.3, 1.3 something. And, we've stabilized back in the video, so there's not like hundreds of people coming in every other day. But I'm very happy to have whoever showed up in that mass join here. And all the new people, all the old people, thank you for being here. I really appreciate every single one of you. And the Discord's available. I think that'll be linked in the description. It should be. It's also linked on the homepage, and you can find all my links and everything everywhere. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy, and thank you again. It means a ton. So yeah. I don't even know what to say anymore now that this is a different day, but I really appreciate it. And here's to 2K and onwards, right? We'll get there soon, I think. This one's been kind of quick. Oh, it's been a day. We're October 13th as of recording the second part of this, and I think by the end of the year we get to 2K, right? I think that's a reasonable goal. Let's get to it, shall we? I just need to keep uploading and be on time because I'm running out of videos, so I need to do that. I hope you guys enjoy the next things that I'm gonna come up with, because I need to come up with them now. But I hope you enjoyed this too. If you did end up listening to all of it, thank you so much. And I'll see if I have any timestamps on this. I don't know if I will do that. Maybe I'd have to go through it all and figure it out, because it's just a mess, honest to God. But anyways, if you did listen to this in the fun, long format, it means a lot. And I will see you in the next ASMR video. Thank you, baby. I'll see you next time. Hope you enjoy the new stuff. Means a ton. See you soon.